Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be talking about why people feel embarrassed about Pokemon card collecting and being in the hobby in general. So I actually had a poll up on Instagram about a year ago or so, and I was literally asking the question, do you feel embarrassed about collecting Pokemon cards? Do your close friends and family know that you collect Pokemon cards? And I think there was over 50% of people who voted on that actually said that, you know, they do feel embarrassed. Not everyone close to them knows that they collect and they're in the hobby. And after that, you know, I've spoken to many people about this, many collectors about this, who have struggled with feeling embarrassed. I know people who have had messages from their ex-partners and their ex-partners' friends, you know, taking the mick out of them and mocking them for doing what they do, for collecting Pokemon cards. I know even Connor from Graded Gem literally has briefly spoken about the fact that his first YouTube video where he's filming his PSA returns, I think he said he'd done it in his shed or conservatory because he didn't want his family to know that he was filming a video or something like that. So I feel like this is something that is quite a big issue in the hobby, but I don't think many people know or speak about it. And I guess the intention of this video is just to chat about it and to make other people aware that loads of other people actually feel this way, because it's really easy to not know that. So, you know, over 50% on that poll said they felt embarrassed to some extent. So it is a massive part of how people feel. Now, in my opinion, the reason people feel this way comes down to two main points. The first being the personality of the person in the hobby. Some people just care what others think and how people view them. And then you've got other people who literally could not care less about what anyone thinks, right? They could speak to someone about a subject that that person literally clearly doesn't care about, but they could talk at them for ages, and that is perfectly comfortable and they feel fine doing that. Whereas other people, they're really aware of how others perceive them and they are very worried about being judged or perceived in certain ways. Personally, I think people who struggle with that, it is harder when you're younger and you're in school, when you're in college. I feel like there's more of a need to fit in. And there's that added worry of you're surrounded by people with lots of different interests, which are obviously great because it means you can fit into wherever your interests align. But you also have that risk of people mocking you and bullying and things like that because you're surrounded by so many different types of people. And as you grow up, it's easier not to surround yourself with people who are going to mock or bully you. Of course, you're not going to spend time with them or be anywhere near them, right? Because you get to pick exactly who you spend your time with, and obviously you're going to spend your time with people who have similar interests and enjoy the same sort of things. And when you're older, you're not necessarily forced into as many social situations where you're surrounded by so many different types of personalities on a regular basis. Obviously, people have jobs to go to, but even then, the chances are you work closely with a handful of people and you get to pick your job at the end of the day. If you worked with people that were mocking and bullying you all the time, chances are you'd probably just leave and find another job. Also, I think naturally as you get older, you just start to care less about what people think. Obviously, it's great that we've got like Logan Paul, celebrities, rappers getting involved. And for those type of people, it's almost a kind of flex that they can get into what they want and they actually don't care what other people think. It's become its own flex in itself to just be like, this is me and I don't care what anyone thinks. And despite that, obviously people still have a hard time with it and still feel embarrassed. But honestly, I think it really does come down to the fact that it is for kids, it is marketed at children, and a lot of people are always going to have a hard time, I guess, accepting that, you know, the average person is just always going to associate Pokemon with kids and children as a kid's game, right? So what can you do if you feel embarrassed? The only way around this for people is going to be changing their own mindset about how much value they put on what others think about them. And obviously that is a lot easier said than done. Hopefully, like I said, as you get older, it will naturally become a bit easier as well. But of course, it also depends on who you surround yourself with. Are your friends, are your family the type of people that are going to mock you for this? I mean, if they are, that's probably why you already feel that way, because you are worried about them getting a bit funny, making the odd comment here or there, or just really not accepting what you do and thinking it's really weird. You know, if they have strong opinions and they always voice them quite harshly, then it makes perfect sense as to why you wouldn't want to tell them. I guess I just want to leave you with the fact that obviously other people have this issue and struggle with it. Now is actually a great time to tell someone if you have been thinking about it, because there's never been more exposure of the hobby to this day, right? We've had so many celebrities come in, it's been in the news. The chances are they've probably seen it on social media or heard about it already. So it's actually a perfect opportunity to tell them if you were considering doing that anyway. But if it is likely your close friends and family would judge you quite harshly, then of course I can sympathise with why you just don't want to tell them at all. But it's such a shame, because you could have had so many missed opportunities doing things you could have otherwise really enjoyed because you were worried about getting too involved. You know, maybe you considered a YouTube channel, but you didn't want to put your face out there in case someone found your content. But that could have led to, you know, some massive personal growth for you, and you could have enjoyed communicating and talking with lots of people in the hobby. So I hope you enjoyed today's chat. I hope if it can just help anyone, whether it just makes them feel better in knowing that a lot of other people feel this way, because I know this isn't a topic that really I've seen anyone talk about. So if this is something you do struggle with, I'm sure it will help in the sense that you just know that a lot of people feel the same way. And if it encourages just one person to get more involved and stop worrying, that is a massive win for me. So let me know down below in the comments if you feel this way. I'd be really interested to get your opinion. Maybe you have different reasons as to why you feel like you can't tell people. So I'll be really interested to hear that. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit subscribe. And if you do, I'll see you in the next video.